I'm not going anywhere. So you're not getting rid of me. So I just came from the neurologist today. Yesterday I talked about some of the symptoms associated with lupus. I say that a lot, don't I? Do that and fuck ton. Boy, I do have my things. So anyways, yesterday I talked about some of the symptoms of lupus, some of the things that can happen to your fingers, your hands, your toes, your feet, and all that stuff. Basically your whole fucking body. So I had an EMG, which is like some Frankenstein electrode shit where they're poking you with needles literally in your hands and feet to check fibers to see how they're firing off. So yeah, I have neuropathy in my hands and feet. So they ordered a head, neck, and spinal, well, basically MRI and neck of my head and neck and spinal CT. So I feel like I live at the lab because I feel like I'm there either, I mean, like I have a doctor's appointment like every other day and have for like years, and now it's even worse because now it's like the more problems you get, the more doctors you end up on, and the less pills I'm trying to take. I really hate medication, and I think I talked about this yesterday when I hate pain medication because it doesn't do shit for me. I have a high tolerance, and they were trying to push me off on Neurontin. I really hate Neurontin. It makes me a zombie. I've been on that in the past. I had young kids to take care of. Well, actually, it was just the one at the one time. Anyways, I just couldn't function on it. So I was like, no. I really don't like that stuff. I don't like anything that's going to make me tired or sleepy. I've got enough of that as it is. I want to feel like I just drank like 20 Red Bulls. I don't really like that stuff, but I mean, I have tried it, but I don't really think it did anything. And to be honest, I mean, I really don't like that stuff. I can't anyways. When you have lupus, you really got to be careful with all the things you put in your body. You can't take ashwagandha. You can't use Don Quai. You can't use black cohosh, spirulina. I was dumping that stuff in my yogurt, and I didn't even know I couldn't take it because it's supposed to be beneficial. And when you have lupus, you're like, fuck, what the hell was I thinking? But how were you supposed to think? You didn't know. You didn't know you had lupus. So, yeah, I'm taking ashwagandha. I'm taking everything, like, you know, Don Quai, black cohosh, ashwagandha, spirulina, berberine. I was taking different ginsengs. I can't take any of that stuff. I can't eat garlic anymore. Oh my god, you know, like seriously, that I can't go out in the sunlight. I'm a figurative fucking vampire here. Might as well change my name to Nosferatu. Yeah. So that being said, okay, you notice the lights. Why is she always using the pink lights? The fuchsia lights actually are easier on my eyes. You have vision issues and light sensitivity everywhere. Literally, your skin, your eyes. So even if you have brown eyes, hazel eyes, darker eyes, I have blue. I've got this other thing called central heterochromia. It's like bright blue, but they're like yellow right around the middle. No, I'm not an alien, and I don't believe I'm an alien, although if I was, I'd probably be better off. Beam me up. So, it's a lot. Yeah, I took down the perimenopause video because I thought it was a little bit too much, and I didn't want to, I kind of feel like I was oversharing a bit. But, I mean, if you have questions about that in correlation to the lupus and things your OB doesn't tell you, things your rheumatologist doesn't tell you, things a neurologist doesn't tell you, things your primary care doesn't tell you. Oh, that's another subject I want to get to on medical gaslighting. That's a real thing. Been there, done that. I have been through it over and over with being misdiagnosed, being told several times it was just fibromyalgia, thinking I had multiple sclerosis, thinking that I actually had an adrenal tumor because of the symptoms I had from the epinephrine and norepinephrine levels, which fuck with you when you're perimenopausal. Your estrogen and your progesterone specifically on that one, so I'm just going to put that in this video. I'm not going to go into gross details because guys are going to be like looking at this going, oh god, she's talking about like period shit. No. Where, you know, turning into a dried out husk. No, we don't do that. Actually, there's quite the opposite. There's hope. My doctors either love me or hate me because information, knowledge, I research, I learn. I've had to learn all of this shit on my own. I literally have had to learn everything on my own about my own body and know what I had to be careful with. Now, it's common knowledge with lupus that sunlight, UV light activates the rash. But what they don't tell you is it activates your fucking flare-ups. So, summertime, yay! I fucking hate it. I could totally do without. I could totally skip that. I mean, I could go like through June, July, and August and just hit December. Except I love Halloween. Yeah, I really do. I wasn't allowed to celebrate when I was a kid, so it's like one of my favorite fucking holidays. I mean, I'm serious. I cannot get enough. And I don't care if you're sick of it. I love Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas. The Nightmare Before Christmas, whatever. If I'm pronouncing it wrong or saying it wrong, well, shut up. It doesn't matter. I love the movie. I'm constantly sitting watching a fuck ton of anime too, so hey, look, there's a 47-year-old who really fucking loves anime. Not sorry. I'm not giving that part of myself up. Just because you age does not mean you have to stop being fun and being who you are. The moment you let that go, you die. Literally, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Yeah, okay, so I was born years ago. I'm going to tell you this. I'm old enough to remember the birth and death of MTV, okay? I'm 47 years old. I've been on this planet long enough to see some shit. So, you little motherfuckers, seriously, you got you Gen Z kids. I love you guys, but come on. Boomer, really? Save it for the actual generation, and I'm not trying to diss boomers here, even though there's a couple of them I really actually hate. And there's always a few. My grandparents, however, were fucking great. I mean, they were like so different. They were like so fucking chill, so fucking cool. My dad was really fucking cool. My mom, not so much. If you watch my last video, I called her a goddamn soul-sucking succubus from the 10th circle of hell. That is so totally true. And she was a Jehovah's Witness. If you're a Jehovah's Witness and you watch this, whatever. I was there. I know what it's about. And honestly, worst fucking years of my life. I had a lot to do with a lot of the things that I deal with. Anxiety, childhood, post-traumatic stress disorder people. Okay. People who have lupus have more of a chance to develop it if they have had childhood abuse, emotional neglect. My mother just sucked. And somehow she ever sees this. You were a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. I'm just gonna say it like that. I really don't care. I tell everybody she's dead anyway. So, she is to me at least. I posted a bunch of stuff from my book on my channel. You're gonna see mostly that. I want to start doing some real shit. I wanted to start doing some real shit. Talking about subjects, talking about health, talking about things that people go through, whatever your doctor doesn't tell you, because they don't. They fucking lie to you. They fucking lie to you. And they medically gaslight your ass. I said that earlier. My doctor fucking gaslit me. I'm not going to say who. I'm not giving names. I'm not throwing anyone at the bus because that's just not classy. That's just, yeah, I don't believe in doing that. They know who the fuck they are. Whether they see this video or not, I don't care. I don't care who watches this. If you do, great. If you watched my videos on Bloodlines Chupacabra, if it put you to sleep, that's actually fantastic. Somebody called my videos because of the Avatar clone hollow and creepy, and I actually take that as a compliment again. It doesn't bother me. It's whatever. Take it or leave it. It is what it is. It's mine. I got my autonomy, my channels. Yeah. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of shit I want to touch up on different health topics because I think it's really important. They don't talk enough about neuropsychiatric lupus, which affects the brain immensely. Literally thought that was happening to me. They don't tell you things like this. They don't tell you what lupus does to your body. It affects your bladder, your heart, your kidneys, your lungs, your liver, your brain. Neuropsychiatric lupus specifically attacks the brain. It can cause, and I think I said this in a video the other day, about the girl that was in the coma and she was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. It turned out she had neuropsychiatric lupus. She was having delusions, she was having hallucinations, I think auditory and visual. Some people just get the auditory ones. It can sound like chatter, it can sound like people talking. Sometimes they can sound incredibly negative and sound really hurtful and mean. It's the thing is, the difference between that and someone who has paranoid schizophrenia is huge. Paranoid schizophrenia is a mental illness. There are a lot of people out there suffering with it. Some people who were bipolar somewhat have these symptoms. I used to think my mom was bipolar. Turns out she was just a narcissist. Yeah. So, yeah, neuropsychiatric lupus, what happens is when you're in active flare-ups, the cytokines actually attack your brain. You can have strokes, you can have seizures, you can actually fucking die. Your brain, this thing right here, that controls everything in your body. Your thought processes, who you are, your personality, your artistic abilities, your talents, your ability to fucking do anything. I think I mentioned the head injuries earlier. Yeah, I whacked my head pretty hard. I have one of those panels downstairs that's connected to the stupid solar panels on my roof, and I hit my head pretty hard. So, yeah, again, might explain a lot. Unless that's what's wrong with it. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe just a little bit. No, I'm actually pretty solid. I have been in therapy for years because of anxiety, and I thought when the epinephrine and norepinephrine levels were fluctuating, I thought maybe that might have been part of it. That's something that is commonly seen in people who have an adrenal tumor called a pheochromocytoma. I thought about that. My grandmother actually died from brain and adrenal cancer, so I was scared. I was actually fucking terrified because I wasn't gaining weight. I lost so much weight. The cytokines in your body, that's that inflammatory thing. These things really just, I mean, they're grabbing on like a goddamn pit bull with its jaw wrapped around you and just like not letting go. Or like an anaconda, however you want to the analogy. It feels like a shark ripping you apart too sometimes. I swear, I really feel sorry for people that have been attacked by those things, because that's kind of what it feels like. Every single fiber and muscle in your body is attacking you. You're in pain. You're dealing with the neuropathy. You're dealing with possible bladder malfunction. You can have fucking heart attacks. It affects your heart. It affects the muscles between your ribs. There's a condition called costochondritis that literally, if I can say, right up in here, in this area, especially right in, in the end of the armpit, just to differentiate, there's a big difference between that and having a fucking heart attack. Well, luckily, I've not experienced a heart attack. I hope I never fucking do. Because that's a real possibility. Now, that's the thing that scares you is, with this disease, all of the things that can go wrong in your body. Your kidneys could fail. You might need a new kidney. You'll be lucky if you get a kidney. You could be on dialysis for years, waiting for a kidney transplant, but some rich bastard gets that kidney that you need, and he could be a real jackass piece of shit, and you're a good person, and you deserve it more than that guy. I'm just going to say that, the thing is rich people do get a lot of more privilege than we do. There are a lot of good people out there waiting for kidney transplants, organ transplants, and things they need. Medical care. Medical care is another one, and they're getting sidelined because of who they are. I see it happening all the time. That almost happened to me. it's a lot to think about, especially when you're ill and you're untreated and you can't do a goddamn thing about it. People are probably going to watch this video and look at me and you can see, you know, I mean, I'm a naturally tall, thin individual. I'm 5 feet 11 inches. I've always weighed about 136 pounds. Did gain a little bit because of having a medication switched. And I had a lot of muscle. You know, I was exercising, dieting right. They kept switching my diets. I like the Mediterranean one though because I do love fish. Everything they possibly could to try to calm those goddamn cytokines down. That fucked me over so big. That's why I lost weight. The inflammation. When you're fatigued, you're inflamed. You can't eat. You're not sleeping. You don't feel or function like a human being. You feel like you literally want to crawl up in a ball and just die. Because that's how you feel. You feel like you're actually going to fucking die. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. And I actually legit thought I was going to die. My family thought I was going to die. My kids told me I'm not allowed to, and I'm supposed to apparently live forever. Okay, I can't make that happen because I can't exactly freeze myself. I don't know about that cryogenic thing. You know, vampirism's actually sounded kind of good now. If only, right? I think I could handle it. I wouldn't care. You know, if you're mortal, you don't feel pain. You can't. I mean, you literally can't die. Although, you know, fiction would stipulate otherwise, but we're not. So, you know, our bodies, we're born, we die. We don't know when we're gonna die. But 2 years ago, I actually was preparing for it. It's a lot sometimes when I think about it. I've been in therapy because of this, because of the situation I was in. It was just turbulent. It was so much, and I was working a job where I had a lot of give, and it was sporadic, which was working for me. That was a really good job. It was a really good job. But now I'm home because I can't handle it out there anymore. My body physically cannot take it. Medications, rest. You're resting because you have to. You're resting because you're fatigued. You're resting because you're tired. You're resting because your whole body fucking hurts. Yeah, I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs here. Hopefully YouTube doesn't. I don't think they care anymore. It was a lot worse on YouTube. But I love it. There's a lot of really good educational things out there. There's a lot that can be said and learned. And I want to do other stuff just to talk about my stupid lupus, but that really sucks. Honest to goodness, and I'm just going to be honest, I actually wish I'd been in goddamn adrenal tumor, because I mean, they popped that sucker out, you're feeling better. Would have been better. Go figure. I never have any such luck, but I mean, I'm here. My will is strong. That's the thing. Is my will to live, and my tenacity, that goddamn Capricorn, Sagittarius moon, fucking Scorpio rising that's within me just wouldn't give up. And yeah, it's a lot. I want to know how other people have had, you know, how you feel about this, what you've had to go through, and if people do find this video, and you have any questions. I mean, there's a lot that I can't answer. There's a lot that I can't diagnose you. I can't give medical advice. I can, however, relate. You know, if there's things you don't know or something you suspect, think you have lupus, I mean, just drop a comment. I'm going to tell you the same thing I said last time. You don't have to like and subscribe. I'm not going to force you to do that. That's solely up to you. I'm just not that person. Honestly, it just feels fucking weird. Anyway, yeah, it's about a little rundown of it, kind of how my day went. It was really weird, really long, and I'm really fucking tired, so And when I upload again, you'll know. And I'll try to get out a little bit more information on some other things too. But I explained the cytokines, neuropsychiatric lupus a little bit. There are a lot of other symptoms that come with that. It's a lot. You deal with so much, and if you're like me, you know, and if you're just finding out or you suspect that you might have it, I mean, feel free to ask me. I've literally been tested for everything on the planet. I'm not kidding. Everything. They haven't made a test yet that I haven't had. Except for VD. Yeah, okay, well, that's a different test. That's something altogether that, that's private stuff that you do with, when you go to that doctor, to deal with your OB or your, urologist or whatever. Yeah, I might just edit that part out, but anyways, that's not something I've ever had issues with. Just my damn body. But I say it like it is. I'm not afraid to say things like that. It's out there. It's real shit. But if you've had VD, goddamn, stay away from those Kardashians. Anyways, bye.